that you want to learn and read and keep on reading. Do not stop. You still have the time because September is not so fast approaching. Okay, let's move. Okay, so let's go to number 7. Okay. Okay, I want to read this one. I prepared this one for you. Because why paradigm shift in education? The shift will be going to student-centered learning, because in nowadays, actually not only today, no, it has been already during the starting the 21st century, because the learning experience, like what John Dewey said, that learning from doing. The integration of technology is one of the important factors also, this collaboration, so that the higher order thinking skills, or what we call the HATs, acquired and created. Of course, not one by one, but with a group. We have this differentiated and also instructed, and we also have this the teacher, which will be the facilitator, so that there will be a lifelong learners and a lifelong learning to thrive or to develop in this modern world of ours. Okay, let's move. Okay, what is number 7? What is a major trend? We move to trend. This trend is in educational technology. It's easy. Okay, is it A, B, C, or D? Okay. So check your answer. Is this your answer now? Huh? Okay, I think somebody is answering A, B, C, B. Okay. Sige, you may change your answer if you want. Now, the major trend in educational technology. When it comes to trend, it's the style, the uso. When it comes to attire, what is trendy? Okay. In education, the technology has a big impact, no? So that this what we call the student-centered learning process will be gained and would be possible. Letter A, decreased use of digital tools and resources. Because of the term decreased, X na. Okay, let's go to, tama ba ako? Letter D, exclusion. So the term exclusion is to exclude or to take it out. Excluded. Of course, it's not. Because we need the technology from classroom instruction. We need that badly. Letter C, limited. We don't want this term limited access. Of course, we want the outstanding, perfect online learning platforms. In fact, it is needed in the 4 pillars of the education. Later, we will discuss about it. So the answer would be the integration of artificial intelligence in learning. Now, do you know what artificial intelligence is? We call that acronym as AI. So it is accepted, universally accepted. We need the term AI, the artificial intelligence in learning. So the correct answer, congratulations for those who answered letter B. Now, why artificial intelligence? Bakit ba ang tinawag natin sa kanila ay artificial intelligence? Actually, we have this human intelligence. Tayo. But there are those schools, no, somewhere in some other places, sa iba yung bansa, marami na silang robot. Yung robot nila ay nagkaroon ng artificial intelligence. And I have heard some in Philippines na there are those in one of the universities, these brilliant students have had this able to create robots, no? So ang galing-galing if we have that one. This artificial intelligence that we have learned, for example, the technical the good communication that we have learned, we can get in this laptops, no? Even in your desktops or even in your, I say, this is what we call smart TV and many things. These are the artificial intelligence that is built in the brain of those things being mentioned to be used in this teaching learning process. So we have to integrate these things, these online learning platforms, the technology, so that we can compete globally. So you cannot say na, if you are now teaching, like for us here in Madrid Dios Community College now, we are so thankful that there are those foreigners, no, who gave a set of computers, and then we are so happy because we are the recipient of these computers. And you know, we tried our best that these computers will be used by our students. Now, I have my experience now. Sorry that I am prolonging my statement, my discussion. Because I have been for 12 years in the Department of Education. Now, I am not giving bad image to them, but I had an experience. When I asked my students, oh, okay, so were you able to use the computers in your... No, ma'am, because one of the in charge will tell, please do not come because the floor might be, the floor wax might be, so do not use, it might be ruined, or ang mahal ng mga huwag mong gamitin. So mali tayo dyan. That is one of our problems because we have a lot of computer sets, but we seldom see our students to use it. Why? Because we are afraid that it might be ruined or masisira. O ano nang nangyari sa atin? We the teachers, good that if there is a book, it should be read. There should be readers. Okay lang masira, okay lang pumangit yung mga pahina, like these computers. Okay, so next. So the correct answer is the integration of artificial intelligence, and this is what we call the computer sets being used with our students, which is with built-in artificial intelligence coming also with the human, because it's the people, no, it's not themselves, the computers who are doing it, so that they will have their artificial intelligences. Okay, so the answer is letter B. Okay, let's go for number 8. Which of the following is a major trend in education? Sige, try to read. Sige, gagawin natin madali kasi parang nano ako. Okay. So parang dragging ako doon sa 1 to 7. Okay, number 8, your correct answer is, thank you for your answers. Congratulations, Mary Rose. Kanina si Mary Rose Galaxy. Thank you for your answers. The correct answer is integration of technology in learning. Not decrease focus on skills, though we need to develop our skills, a lot of skills, but we don't want to shift towards teacher-centered instruction. Remember, now we need to shift towards a student-centered instruction, not teacher-centered. No more na yan. So, not increased emphasis on rote memorization. Now, take note, class. Do you know what rote memorization? Yun bang, you would just, okay, so I know a lot of these things. Because of memorization and because you keep on reading and you keep on reading it so you can memorize. No, not through memorization, but through integration of technology in learning. Okay, so thank you. It's letter B. How does peace and human... Okay, let's go now for peace and human rights in education needed for our students and also with the teachers. How does peace and human rights education contribute to social change? Remember that our social change is important because we are no longer following the stereotype society. kung ano ang itinuturo sa atin noong unang kapanahunan. So we are now in the cyber age. Okay, A, by perpetuating oppressive. So with the term oppressive. Now what is perpetuating? Meaning to prolong, to continue, no? Always. So we don't like that. Systems and power imbalances. By promoting violence, of course. We don't want that violence and aggression. A lot of students now are very aggressive when it comes to telling what they want and what they want you to do. Okay, so we don't allow that one. By empowering individuals to challenge injustice, because as what you can see, the scenario of this, there are those. So later we will mention this injustice together with the rights of the person. And of course, we want to promote equality. Now, what is equality, by the way? When you say equality, it's not the equal of the size or your height, but equality when it comes to our faith. Now, there are some times that if we, as the teacher, example, I will be using my faith. I am a Catholic teacher. And now I will just say, oh, okay, so let's pray now the prayer, the Holy Spirit. I think we can have a prayer which is acceptable, which is that there is no, that will never tell each one of your students about the importance of each, the teacher's faith. Oh, so example, ay Catholic ako. So ito ang palagi ang gusto kong ipipray. If you could, why not? Try to allow your students to pray and lead a prayer depending on what they want to ask and what they want to say. So encourage them, promote equality, not only when it comes to our faith, but also equality with the boys and girls. Later, we will go there. Okay, then we will discourage, by discouraging civic engagement, of course, we will be engaging in civic engagement and active citizenship, because as patronizer, our stakeholders will support us. Of course, as the teacher and also your students will actively engage in the civic organization. We help our barangay, so we will not discourage it. So the answer in number 9 is letter C, empowering individuals. Empower your students. Challenge them not to, do not challenge them to sinumbagay na fighting. Challenge them that this injustice will not be prevailed. Okay, next. Let's go to number 10. What is the key objective of human rights education? Okay, try to answer. Is it reinforcing cultural relativism? B, promoting discrimination based on gender and race? C, fostering a culture of human dignity, equality, and justice? D, suppressing freedom of expression and assembly. Let's check. Well, congratulations, all of your answers are correct. Congratulations for typing letter C, because reinforcing cultural relativism, it's not our, it's not mainly the concern, no? And then promoting discrimination, and that is what we call discrimination is one of our social problems in nowadays. So we will not promote that one, because the teachers must be the gender and the development, the leader. Isusulong natin kahit ano pang sexes they have equal lahat when it comes to dignity. So you are fostering a culture of human dignity. You should be the mother. You should be the teacher to teach, to foster, to embrace, to pursue, to continue to love this dignity, whether hindi man bright yung student mo, kahit ano pa man siya sa tingin mo, kahit sasabihin mo, ay naku, napakabobo. So we don't have the rights to tell it to them. Sometimes it's easy for us to mention those, that word. So we need the equality and justice. Later, I will discuss it. So we will not suppress the freedom of expression. Okay? So the answer is letter C. Why? It seeks to foster a culture that upholds human rights, dignity, equality, and justice for all individuals. No? Lahat sila. Okay? So, wala kang kinikilingan. Lahat sila. Kahit sa tingin mo ay hindi makapagsalita, kahit sa tingin mo siya ay lalaki na hindi sigurado, babae o hindi sigurado, o kahit ano pa mang, meron siya. Number 11. Why is peace education important in schools? It's very easy. It's very easy. What is your answer? Okay? So number 11 is very good. To cultivate a culture of non-violence, tolerance, and respect. Now, actually, class, to promote violent behavior among students, parang pang elementary ang questions, hindi po ba? Letter B, to encourage competition and rivalry. And that is what we call this competition and rivalry. You know, sometimes we will be misquoted. Why? Because here comes a teacher in front and she will tell you, or he will tell you, he will tell the class, okay, so I want you to compete. You should be, oh dear, okay, I don't want this row because of you are just tanga. Oh. This one, I like this row. And then you are now the leader of the band. You are now encouraging competition and rivalry. And maisisi lang yung ayaw sana nating mangyayari sa estudyante natin when it comes to peace education. Why? Because you are the sole leader. There should be a perfect person, whether you are old enough or you are a younger teacher, you should be the one to inculcate to them and foster this peace education. And what important is that you are there to cultivate this culture. Okay, so let's move to number 12. Did I tell the correct answer in 11? Because number 11 is letter C. Okay, to cultivate. Okay. Number 12, how does peace education contribute to a more inclusive society? Sige. Number 12, inclusive society. Your answer is letter, okay, let's try. Let's start with letter D. By perpetuating discrimination and marginalization. Take a look with the perpetuating. From the term perpetual, always, palagi. So, no discrimination. Now, this marginalization, it includes, parang may borderline. So, do not put borderline. Because if you're going to marginalize this peace education, so anong mangyayari? You should be perpetuating peace and order, and it starts at home. And since you are the mother in that classroom, you should be the next, because we are also the parent when we are inside in the classroom. Letter A, by encouraging hatred and prejudice. Of course, we will not encourage them. You are a peacemaker. Sometimes a teacher sasabihin, ay, nag-aaway kayo, punta kayo sa guidance. Why not make a stand as a guidance counselor? You can be a mother, you can be a sister, and you can be a guidance counselor inside your class. So, by promoting violence as a means of conflict resolution, of course not. Sometimes, pag galit ka na sa iyong mga estudyante, ito talaga ang laging nanggugulo. So, ikaw ngayon ang magpo-promote ng violence. So, the answer is letter C, fostering respect for diversity. Yung pagkakaiba-iba ng mga estudyante mo na walang social cohesion. Of course, sometimes you can see that there are teachers sometimes that, they are factioning. So no faction also to be built inside the classroom. Foster respect. And it starts from the teacher. Okay, because you are now checking and looking at them in a diverse situation. Iba-iba sila. Do not compare the other one to the other group or to the other. Oh, gayahin mo. So we should avoid that one. If we could, why not? Okay, let's go to number 13. Why is it important to address gender-based violence in gender education? Why is it that in the topics, it is one of the talk of the town, this this gender-based? Why do we need to address? Okay, number 13, what would be your answer? Okay, the correct answer, congratulations to my participants who said it's letter C, to promote a safe and inclusive learning environment. What is inclusive learning, by the way? I've been telling this one, I've been mentioning the inclusive learning. This inclusive learning, it includes the student-centered learning. The student is not passive. The student is active, meaning there is a group discussion toward with the student and the teaching. There is a teaching learning process. Yung bahala na sila kung noisy. Because some of the teachers are quiet, you're so noisy. But when you see them that they are engaging themselves and participative. So please allow also, give your consideration to them. Because we want to promote a safe and inclusive learning environment. But when you promote a safe and inclusive learning environment, it doesn't mean na kahit nagsasakita na, wala ka ning gagawin. So they are alive, they are noisy, but they are participating and giving. There is what we call the brainstorming that is happening during the discussion in a group, not one by one. Okay, so congratulations. It's okay to get a incorrect answer. Okay, so 14, what does gender education aim to address? Ito talaga ang aim at goal. Sige, try to guess your answer. Take note, read carefully. Read A, B, C, D. Try. Yay! I love you. Okay, pwede mag-change answer. The correct answer is letter D. All of the above. Let's check. Eliminates gender-based discrimination. So tatanggalin natin yung discrimination. Wag na tayong ginoo ko, so ikaw bakla ka. Wala kang silbi sa world. Pupunta ka sa sa hell. Huwag tayong ganyan. We are because remember, the LGBTQ and the plus, they are already protected. So we should read. Baka tayo ang maisuplong and maisilid sa kulungan. So we don't want to be put in jail because you don't know what the rights of this protected by our government, the LGBTQ, and many things, no? The Child Protection Policy eliminates gender-based discrimination and violence. It should not start in or from us. Okay. B, foster inclusive environments where all individuals can. Okay. Foster, ipagpatuloy natin, mahalin natin. So you are going to pursue. Okay, so mananatili and keeps on going. Inclusive environments, individuals can thrive, will be developed regardless of their gender or intersecting identities. Even if anak pa siya ng mamamatay tao, even if anak pa siya ng nasuplong sa kulungan. Okay. Letter C, promoting justice and equality in all aspects of society. Very good. And the answer is all of the above. We have to consider it. Okay, thank you. Congratulations. Let's move to, so I don't need to expound it because I think it can be understood. Okay, 15, what is the purpose of challenging gender stereotypes in education? Take note with the stereotypes. Take note with the term challenging. So there is a seesaw there. So whether this one, or there is a shift from here to there. Okay, so A, to reinforce societal norms. Now, what is to reinforce societal norms? Now, norms, if you could still remember, norms is, there is a margin, or there is that what we call a size or way, or there is what we call the ano ba ang pamantayan? Of course, there's not. No reinforcement for societal norms. The purpose of challenging gender stereotypes, meaning we don't want to foster those malayo na, the obsolete one. Yung noon pa, wag na natin ngayong i-consider ito. To limit individual choices? No, you don't want to limit. We will not limit individual choices. For example, your student will say, okay, I want to become a welder. And gusto ko TVL ako. Yung sasabihin mo, ay huwag, anak ko, pang ano yan, wala kang mapipera dyan, wala kang makita. So you should not hamper what they want to become someday. It's not you. No, because we should be what we call to promote equal opportunities for all genders. Kasi sabihin mo, ay, parang lalaki ka kung mag-ano ka. So, bawal sa yung mag-teacher kasi baka mambuli ka. No, you have no right to do so. Because you are there as a parent also and try to embrace. Why? Because there are those, what we call, we have to read and understand the laws, protect them then, because the opportunities, positive opportunities, equal opportunities must be given to all genders and whatever ages these genders may have. Okay, so do not perpetuate gender inequality. Hindi pwedeng ipagpatuloy or panatilihin ang gender inequality. Ekis yan. Okay, thank you. And the answer is letter C, to promote equal opportunities. Let's go to number 16. How does gender education contribute to promoting social change? Take note with the social change. Sorry. Okay. So the correct answer is you're not going to perpetuate gender bias. And you are not try to read letter B. If somebody is answering letter B, by excluding discussion, no. We have to include discussions on gender-related topics from educational curricula because take note the GAD, the Gender and Development Focal Persons deployed, whether in the Department of Education and also in the tertiary. We had this discussion on the gender-related topics. It should be discussed, it should be included always because of the protection. No? So it's not letter B. Letter D, by reinforcing traditional gender roles and stereotypes. Take note of stereotypes na kinaraan, no? Sinaunang panahon. So the answer is letter C. Challenging gender norms, and you should be the advocates for gender equity. The teacher, ikaw iyon. So challenge yourself so that these norms will not be marginalized. Okay? So let's proceed to number 17. How does multilateral education contribute to sustainable development? I will discuss what multilateral education is later. Okay, try to answer. Malapit na tayo. Okay, so I will check your answer. Check your answer. Nauuhaw ako, teka. Congratulations. I can see here answers letter. So the correct answer is letter C. Why? Fostering collaboration and knowledge exchange for sustainable solutions. Now, what is multilateral education? When we say multilateral, it means that it's not only a sole proprietor. It's not only a one persona. When you say multi coming from more than two or many, This multilateral, it's an agreed plan between these people, maybe from one person, which is you are going to go out. We have this intra into enter. Okay? So if you have these 3 or more parties, especially in our government, who are now formulating, planning, forming, inculcating the different pattern for our educational system so that we will have a sustainable development when it comes to education, we need a multilateral persons coming from different countries, if we could, because of this, what we call the 21st century in the teaching learning process because of globalization. How could we become globally competitive if nananatili lang tayo doon sa classroom, gumagamit pa kayo ng cartolina? You are still using the Manila paper. You are no longer using, you are still using what being used with our stereotype of teaching learning process doer with the teachers. Because in multilateral education, it contributes to sustainable development. If we foster collaboration, that is why there are stakeholders now coming from our barangays. Here we have our municipalities, our mayor, the vice mayor. We can ask also help so that there will be a for example, during the COVID-19 time, in the COVID-19 time, the teachers, the principals, and I don't know in some colleges at the time because I was still in the Department of Education, we collaborate, we ask reams of bond papers. We don't want to ask from the parents because it is not allowed actually. It is vocally mentioned that please do not ask your parents because they are also your stakeholders, but they are also now at risk because you keep on asking them because you want to have a solicitation, you want to solicit. So because of this collaboration, we can go out coming from your classroom, mostly today that we have now our face-to-face mode of instructions and learning and the teaching learning process. So our mayors in our cities or municipalities, they have their engagement also in the outside corner in the cities. For example, I will give you a scenario here. Okay, so letter A, by ignoring the role of education and addressing global challenges, you are addressing global challenges. But why is it that the term is ignoring? So take note. Okay, so in 17, the answer is letter C. Not promoting competition among countries, but we want to link with them. We have linkages with them. Okay, we have a collaboration. Not also letter D. We will not discourage international cooperation, mostly in the dialogue in education, because we need them. Now, wow, there is a situation. Okay, I want to show this to you. Okay, so I lost. Oh my God. I cannot. Where is it? Okay, so sorry. I have here. Okay, sige. Later. I will go to 18 muna. Okay, so let's go to 18. How does multilateral education address educational challenges? Try to answer number 18 so that I can tackle and discuss in the statement number 17 and 18 for the answer keys. Okay, number 18. So your answer is? Let's check if you got the correct answer. Very good. Thank you for your answer. It's letter C. Why? Actually, in letter A, by promoting isolation and individualism in education, it's clearly not the answer. because of the isolation, because we don't want our learners, we don't want us teachers, and we don't want our government to be isolated when it comes to helping and learning and engaging and linking towards the other sector. Okay, letter B, limiting collaboration. Of course, because of the term limited, we will not limit collaboration. Of course, we want cooperation among other countries because of this multilateral engagement when it comes to education. So it should be addressed as educational challenges. Why? Encouraging knowledge, sharing, and best practices, multiple stakeholders. What are those best practices? Now, some of the schools, for example, our president, example, BBM, and even President Digong Duterte previously, he kept on going outside and meet other presidents in some other countries, addressing also the educational system and needs in the Philippines. So he will not just go there and just talk about their pogi points and talk about the sweldo, no? Some of the factors that affecting also our foods, the jobs in the Philippines. But also, one of the main reasons is addressing also on how to become competitive when it comes to the students and the teachers. Mostly, as you can see now, try to check. There are those in Alaska, in United States of America, and some other in US. A lot of teachers coming from the Philippines, and they call them the J1. There is an agreement between these countries that they will be accepted for 3 years to conduct teaching there and get and earn a big money. My God, 400,000 in peso, no, each month. Of course, it should be deducted pa the tax, but it's very big. And there are a lot of teachers going there, resign for good, coming from the Department of Education, going to Alaska. And some of my friends are there already. Because there is the tie-up that after that 3 years in giving their services there, they will be the ones also prioritized to be given jobs when they come back. I'm not well versed when it comes to it because I have no interest in going there, but maybe in some other time. But they cannot just go there as easy as that. If there is no encouraging knowledge sharing, best practices of these multiple stakeholders coming outside from these different places in the globe. Okay, and the answer is not prioritizing national interest. Of course, we don't need national because we want to involve widely, and that is why this UNESCO enters in our discussion because of that. Okay, let's move to number 19 rather. What is the key focus of multilateral education? Ano ngayon ang binigyang focus nila? Okay, let's check. Try to answer. What would be your answer? I will wait. Is it promoting competition among educational institutions? Is it B, emphasizing standardized testing in schools? C, excluding international perspectives? Is it D, encouraging collaborative? Okay, I can see here somebody is very good. Thank you for your answer. The answer is letter D, collaboration, because as what I have told you a while ago, that we need to collaborate outside the Philippines and cooperate among our stakeholders. Okay, not emphasizing standardized testing. It's not their scope. It's not their scope to compete among educational institutions. No, hindi yon. And of course, international perspectives, yung ano ba ang mga vision and mission natin when it comes to curricula. when it comes to curriculum development. Of course, we have to include, but not the term excluding in letter C. So the answer is letter D. Okay, congratulations for getting the right answer. Konti na lang, matatapos na tayo. Okay, so let's move to number 20. How does multilateral education support cultural exchange and understanding? Okay, I want to expound that one. Okay, I can see now your answers. So the answer is, let's check. Multilateral education, we have here the support cultural exchange and understanding. What are the terms that we want to include? Okay, so let's check letter A. Promoting cultural exclusivity and ethnocentrism. This ethnocentrism and promoting cultural supposed to be not exclusivity, because we need a broad inclusion of this, not to exclude them. Okay, so it's not letter A. It's not letter D, because enforcing uniformity and standardization in curriculum content is not the main concern of this exchange and understanding. Okay, so the correct answer in number 20 is facilitating dialogue, mutual respect and mutual understanding, and we have to appreciate the diverse culture. Why? Because how could you facilitate? How could you make a conversation? How could we have a mutual respect and understanding if we cannot accept these different diverse cultures? For example, mayroon ako matangos na ilong, may mestiza ako. So I am pretty. I don't want to go in the black men countries. So I don't want to engage myself or our country with that parang laging may away, or you don't want to include China because you don't want Chinese. And this is just an example. So we have to reinforce uniformity. We have to facilitate a dialogue, and wherein they can see in us that we are respectful in so many areas, in the aspect of each human person. We have to appreciate whether they are black or whether they're bright or whether marami tayong nakikita doon na parang kulang sila. So sometimes we can say, I love that country because all of the people who live there are kilala and they are our friends. So we have to be the person to promote respect so that we can assess examples and we can simply talk with them. Okay, so sometimes it is misleading for us because of the terms being used in the ABCD. But all you have to do is read. So thank you for answering letter C. Okay, let's move to 21. Okay. Okay. I have here a scenario. There is what we call cultural immersion. Now, the students experience the daily life, customs, traditions, and values of the host country firsthand. Now, this immersion allows students to gain a deeper understanding and appreciation of the host country's culture. And there is also the scenario 2. In the language learning, during the dialogue, students have the opportunity to learn language of the host country. For example, you will be our representative and you will be assigned in, for example, in Japan. Then the students have the opportunity to learn language of the host country. And the host country is the Japan. Now, learning the language promotes cultural understanding by enabling students to engage in conversation. You may express yourselves and better comprehend the cultural nuances of the host of the country. In the scenario one, this cultural immersion, this is happening always, not only in some other places sa labas ng ating bansa, because students experience this in daily life. It started inside the classroom. There is what we call the immersion, usually happening if you have your research, no? Okay, you have your research, then your research is qualitative, and in your qualitative research, you want to observe this tribal group. So you are going to immerse and practice. So that is what we call, this is the connivances, and you are going to engage in from one school or one place to another, and you are going to go to come out from the shell wherein you're supposed to stay as always. Okay. So now let's go to, I want to mention this of the International Commission on Education for the 21st Century. Now, this commission was established by UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. Now, before reading all of those things, I have here a presentation for you. Number one is learning to know. Now, the UNESCO, this person, the one that I presented to you, Jacques Delors, he presented to us the 4 pillars of education, which is basically that, according to him, so that you will become into the wholesome and the whole person as the person you want to become someday. You should adapt. We should be learning and applying these 4 pillars of education. And that would be our foundation. What would be the foundation? If I am going to build a building, be sure that your foundation is very strong, is very, very, can hold for how many years in the existence of that building. Whether this, what we call lindol, no? The earthquake, even the destroying one cannot affect and destroy the foundation, like our system in the education, as UNESCO is being concerned. Now, the first pillar or isang haligi, no? So that a certain structure can stand lasting. The first pillar is the learning to know. Even to know, we have to learn. Now, how are you going to learn to know? Are you going to read, then memorize, then keep in your mind? So let's try this. In a high school science class, because it says that emphasizing the acquisition of knowledge, critical thinking skills, problem-solving abilities, mastering of the instruments of knowledge themselves. You are going to master. Now, what is this emphasizing the acquisition of knowledge? Because a lot of us, if a certain teacher will discuss, okay, you're going to memorize, you're going to write it in your notebooks. And then you don't want to be asked with this higher order thinking skills. You don't want, ma'am, ang hirap, bakit ba? Si ma'am, ayoko kay ma'am, ayoko siyang maging guro kasi ang pakahirap pag magtatanong, ang hirap. You don't want to become like her. Why? Because we want the easy, and that is why if you are going to be asked during the licensure exam test for the teachers, dito na tayo mamumroblema because you don't want to be trained and you don't want to apply it. Why? Because according in the Department of Education, there is what we call the literacy and numeracy. Tie up yan. If you don't want to solve a problem, if you are a teacher, and then here comes a teacher, if you want to take the, if you want to be, to have a demo teaching, and then the principal or the master teacher will be observing at you. In the checklist, there are 7 items, no? 7. She can just give you 5 or 4 because she cannot see in your discussion, in your teaching demo, the numeracy. Ay, ewan ko kung bakit ganyan na ngayon eh. So, even if you are a mathematics teachers, you should be fluent in English language. You should know how to pronounce it correctly. Ask Google. There is a microphone there. The audio, you ask to plug. Okay. What is the correct pronunciation? Is it the K to unlock? Is it the key? Is it the key? Hala. Because a lot of teachers, I'm not mentioning naman names, but I could still hear that. Okay, please get my K. Oh my God. So as a teacher, you should know how to pronounce it well. It's not debres, it's debre. Silent S. Mostly that we are embracing, we are using the what we call these words, the French words. No? The bouquet, the debutante, the debut. It's not. Oh, okay. So some of those students are very witty in answering and they will just reply you and they will tell, ay, hindi naman tayo mga Francis. We are not French people. Why are we speaking French words? Of course we are. We should. Because we are borrowing those words. And some, if you are going to give a bouquet, it's a French word. Now, you will not say it's a bouquet. Okay, so we have to be open-minded teacher person as we are in this era of cyber. Okay. Now, learning to know. There is a steps also in learning, not just, okay, I know, that is the definition. Because remember, class, in the licensure examination for teachers, there is no memorization. You're going to apply what you have learned in the content giving. Maybe you are going to master what the content you are trying to expound, but remember that situation is coming from the things you have read. Oh, take note. Mag-read tayo, babasa talaga tayo. So for example, you're going to follow the steps so that you will know how to conduct a research. So the first steps is the students are given a research project about climate change. Now, they are tasked, ito na ngayon, with gathering information from various sources. Yung iba kasi pag gumagawa, pumipili na ng magandang title. But hindi nila inalam if the topics are available. The title is different with the topic. Remember that one. Iba ang title, iba ang topics. Try to, then, if do we have this? Baka ang title natin ang ganda-ganda. So, number 2, you're going to analyze it critically. The students have gathered now the necessary information. So, they are now analyzing the data. And they are going to discuss and have a debate. Then they're going to solve the problem. Because, you know, research is conducting what really the problems and what are the solution of the problems. It's not just creating a research because the teachers want you to pass or want you to know the steps. No, because there are certain problems to assess and what are the solution most probably if arises and what would be the solution and what could be the help of this to solve certain problems facing in nowadays. Okay, so that is learning to know. To know there are steps. You are going to learn on how to going to the library. Please take note, ano bang uuna kong gagawin ito so that there are guides for you or steps. Okay, that is learning to know. Now that you know, Number two, the second pillar of the education is learning to do. Now, apply what you have learned. Now, one of the problems in the teachers, the graduates, whether BE-Ed and a BS-Ed. Example, BS-Ed major in Filipino, major in English. I'm majoring, specialized in English. I'm specialized in Filipino. I don't want to study English language because I don't need that. No. Learn everything, apply and learn from it. In real life, you are going to face the mirror and then talk. For me, I am major in Filipino, of course, master's in Filipino. My undergrad is BS-Ed Filipino. But I practice a little. I taught 21st century in English when I was in senior high school. And also I handled research, practical research 1 and 2. I was not teaching Filipino because when I became the doctorate ba, so, ito lang mga binibigay niya sa akin. As teacher, you should be proud that you can speak English, even Filipino, and your different dialects if you could, if you want to. Because focusing in the development of practical skills, competencies, and your ability, it should be applied. The knowledge coming from here in your brain, in the learning to know, in number 1, is now being applied in real life situations. Okay, so gagawin mo. Okay, next. So there is a scenario, hands-on training. You are now participating in hands-on training sessions, not just listening. Okay, there is the inset. So what matters most in the inset is that the workshop. There should be a workshop. Not in reporting only, okay, present group 1, but there should be a workshop, hands-on, whether you're going to prepare cooking or your skills on how to make it, okay, if you're a TBL teacher, okay, or culinary, and other necessary skills in speaking, in dialogue, or making drama, or you're going to portray it all by yourselves, you have to monologue it, and that's all. Next, number 3. The third pillar in the education, which is believed, supposed to be as one of the foundations, so that a persona will become a perfect one someday, ready to face the world globally, learning to live together. Remember that in the student-centered learning, teaching learning process, is that there comes hindi yung isa-isa. There is groupings, and there should be a socialization, because we will now go back to, not go back. We will now mention our topic. It's all about social dimensions. Ano ba yung social? Kasi ang hirap kasi sa atin pag sinasabi natin social, ay ang social mo. Hindi. Yung social coming from the society. Our social responses and responsibility. There should be a learning to live together, because there is no man is an island. No, so we the teachers, we connect to our students. Allow them to stand, allow them to express and be expressive. Allow them to be not a passive one, but active one. How? Their interpersonal skills, not anymore the intra. There should be an interpersonal, intercultural, lalabas tayo, understanding, and foster respect for diversity. Na, halimbawa, okay, there is a student who cannot read well, who cannot pronounce well. Please consider him. Also, give him another chance. Maybe he is good in dancing. He is good in rap. He is good in portraying. He is good in singing. Why not give him another chance? But please, for God's sake, include him in groupings, in a situation wherein he can just be a listener there. Do not Do not be angry na, oh, you did not participate. Why not extend our patience so that we will be also fostering respect and love in this diverse students of ours. Peaceful coexistence. So while learning all by themselves, they can now connect to the people in the classroom. You are now promoting social and interpersonal skills of your students. Okay, so that is the third, because learning together with them. And the last one, the most important one, pillar of this education is the learning to be. Now, learning to be, nurturing personal development, self-esteem, creative, meaning everything that you have learned, everything that you have applied, if I am now the student, everything that wherein I gave my attention to others, helping with them and allowing them to help me, allowing them to give to me their insights. Here is now myself ready to go out from my shell, ready to face the world because I am now learning to be. Example, I am a TVL student. I know how to do the welding by listening to my teacher and by asking, by seeking with the help of this computer, this textbook, by the help of this welding machine and many things. With the help of my teacher, I am also now given the chance to learn to do. I know how to make I am now a blacksmith. Do you know what blacksmith is? Yung tinawag nating panday. Yung panday ba, yung nag-aano ng gumagawa ng mga bolo. O you are now using welding. So that is now, I am now learning my skills. Then learning with the other people, the number 3. And I am now willing and ready to work outside because a lot of the welders in Dasmao, no, the shielded metal art welder students who graduated as TVL, specialized in welding. They are now hired in some other countries and they can face now because learning to become a welder as what they dreamed when they were young ones or when they were in the senior high school. So that you can have, kikita ka na, magsusweldo ka na dahil sa pinag-aaralan mo. No? So they are no longer going to colleges, but they can earn money out of because they are now the ones. So that are the 4 pillars of education. Now, here are the last question. 21. What is the purpose of the learning to know pillar? So hanggang 25 tayo, madaliin natin. Try to answer. Ready? Go. What is the purpose of the learning to know pillar? Hello? What would be your answer? 21? Hello? Yeah, hey, I can see now. Answer? The answer is letter B, focusing on, developing critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Remember that one, okay? So when higher order thinking skills, no? And the problem-solving skills. Thank you for answer number 22. What is the key, the key emphasis of the learning to live together pillar? Okay, try to answer. The answer in number 22 is congratulations, fostering collaboration and respect for diversity. Congratulations for guessing it right. And 23, how do these 4 pillars of education contribute to a lifelong learning? Sige, try. 23. Thank you, because you can now, you were able to internalize and understood Prioritizing, fostering, limiting, excluding. Okay, the correct answer is letter C. Congratulations. Fostering a well-rounded and lifelong learning mindset. And that is what our education and 24, the last two, it refers to the role of education in developing all the dimensions of the complete person. Physical, intellectual, emotional, ethical integration of the individual into a complete man. Because we want to integrate this ethical, emotional, intellectual, physical, in as for you to be a complete man, as an individual. And the correct answer in 24 is the correct answer in 24 is learning to be.
Una pa.
It's A. Okay. So let's go to 25. The last number, transforming certified skills into personal competence, is the concern of which pillar of learning? Please, hope you can get the right answer. Remember, ha? Transforming into, ha? Transforming into what person? Now, we want him to be is letter. You may answer, you may change your answer if, okay, so the correct answer is letter C, because we want all of those 1, 2, and 3 to become, to achieve this persona, learning to become. Diba? Yung nandun na sa kanya. So, he is now ready to face the real world and globally competitive na pwede na siyang lalabas mula sa kanyang tinitirhang shell. Congratulations for joining. I have here a saying that I believe if you keep your faith, you keep your trust, and you keep the right attitude. And if you're grateful to God, that God will open up new doors for you. God bless to all of you. I am Priscilla Canoy, your lecturer. Thank you, and may God bless you. And bye-bye. Okay.